Uncoordinated video. Uncoordinated video. If ever there was an apt term Judy Hunziker mused, it was uncoordinated video. The proliferation of video cameras brought with it a new means of classification. The FBI assigned cities and counties a rank of 1 to 10 on their Glasgow scale. A ranking of 8 or higher earned a locale a coordinated label. Chicago and D.C. were 10s. New York City and Los Angeles were 9s because of blind spots, technical and communication problems. A ranking of 4 through 7 earned a semi-coordinated status. A city that surveyed high traffic areas might earn a 4. A city that surveyed high traffic areas but also interfaced on request with private cameras at shopping malls and retail centers might rank a 5. A ranking of 1, 2, or 3 meant that video cameras were present, but there was no coordination of data. Uncoordinated video. With uncoordinated video, the FBI recovery team would go from bank to coffee shop to convenience store in an effort to find video records related to the chemical attack. Of special interest was footage that displayed vivid imagery of street traffic, while the epicenter team collected the data from the cameras that lined the Waller County Courthouse, the Waller County Sheriff's Department, the Hempstead Police Department, the Hempstead Municipal Office, and the Waller County offices, as well as video collected from public cruisers. The 4 directional teams fanned out north, south, east, and west. Judy Hunziker had been in contact with the epicenter team, and she was told that they had recovered a wealth of evidence. Now it was up to the 4 recovery teams to pick up the video trail in epicenter +1. Judy Hunziker was on the west team. With no suspects 12 hours after the chemical attack, she had received a call Tuesday evening ordering her and her teammates to report to Waller County, Texas. They were flown to Houston and were then bused to the Texas National Guard Army near Hempstead. On every leg of the trip, the team stayed busy. They called every business believed to be in the target area, and they surveyed their video status. The preliminary surveys were discouraging. Waller County was supposed to be a white bread community, but a staggering number of the business owners did not speak fluent English. There were also a lot of touch-tone menus that led the colors in circles and ultimately routed them to someone who could not assist them or transfer them to someone who could. And there were a lot of "the manager's not here," a few "can he call you when he returns," just a lot of dumbass Texans who were paid to provide the telephone equivalent of a blank stare. By hour 48, the West team was on the ground 2 blocks from the epicenter. The uncoordinated video team was composed entirely of agents from the Utah office. Judy was paired with Bob Clemens, a fellow LDS member who made no secrets about his disapproval of her divorce. Now, as always, their relationship was polite and formal. Agent Clemens drove the GAO forward with both hands planted firmly on the wheel as Judy gazed out the window. Agent Clemens drove within 1 block of the epicenter and parked the Ford on an empty side street. Agent Hunziker jumped out of the front seat and spotted the Texas National Guard sentries in their biohazard suits just 150 feet away. "You sure the air's safe?" she inquired facetiously. Bob Clemens chuckled and sincerely offered up a meek, "They say it is." Their assignment was simple. Proceed to every commercial establishment in the area and ask the person in charge if they had any outward-focused video. Street shots were best, but alleyways and parking lots were also helpful. Sweet-talk the person in charge so that he or she will surrender material filmed on the day of the chemical attack. Should they resist the sweet talk, call Agent McDonald immediately to jumpstart a subpoena. For the West team, it was at first a frustrating day. They would enter a body shop where no one spoke a word of English. The manager was very cooperative, however, and through pantomime they were able to recover a box of unmarked videotapes. The agents hoped that they were security tape and not Chico's porn collection. They would find a Heavenly Burgers, a Roderick Donuts, a Steve's Used Furniture Store, and a Touchdown Pizza with inoperable systems. They all had cameras mounted on top of their buildings that overlooked their parking lots and picked up traffic in the background. But the cameras had ceased working long ago, and repair had never been budgeted. Ultimately, the agents would hit pay dirt. Banks, jewelry stores, auto dealers, strip malls, and grocery stores all provided plenty of surveillance video. These venues had state-of-the-art equipment, state-of-the-art interfaces, and prepared staff waiting for the agent's arrival. Some of the video coordinators had prepared storage media in advance that went back several months. There would be plenty of material for the techs to sort through. The agents ate lunch at Wendy's, where they sat at separate tables. Agent Hunsaker would find the time to send and receive text to Bob Henderson on her personal cell, and their mailbox would fill up on her Veritas cell. When they returned well after dark to the lodgings of the National Guard depot, they surrendered their bounty to the stationaries and said good night. While Agent Clemens joined the men in their sardine can, Agent Hunsaker settled into her spacious quarters that she shared with a civilian specialist. She might grumble as much as the men always did if she had to share her space with 24 other bodies, but female agents usually had a lot of comfort and privacy. The Pentagon had a winning innovation in the form of the pocket cot, the perfect marriage of comfort and economy. Agent Hunsaker had grown fond of the pocket cot and bought a Chinese knockoff for $85. At home, she slept in her pocket cot in the living room, saving her queen-size Sally bed with a mahogany frame and martel canopy for guests and for those rare occasions when she had male company. She was perfectly comfortable now in her pocket cot. Despite her warm peace, Judy Hunsaker resisted the invitation to sleep. She listened carefully for Dora, the civilian contractor. Detecting a light, rhythmic snoring coming from Dora, Judy Hunsaker removed the Veritas cell from the cot's pocket. She had already been briefed on its offering. There was a 21-year-old half-Spanish man who had been killed by local police during a drug raid. The body photos were magnificent. He died with his eyes open. The volume of blood was staggering. She would look at them tomorrow while she shared another frosty day with Agent Clemens. She clicked through the stills. There was the bitch who bred with a subhuman. There was the slut who spread her legs for a fucking wetback. There was the whore who raised a criminal. What do you have to say now, moms? The on-screen figure was at first brave. She held her Caucasian mug high as she spoke proudly of her son. Then she cracked. They always do. But then she regained her composure, and she rambled on as her eyes teared anew, and finally, she started blubbering. Judy Hunsaker looped the mom's monologue, starting with her first breakdown. She held the cell with her right hand and placed her left hand on the warmest part of her body. No one could tell what you might be doing in a pocket cot. No one could tell what you might be doing in a pocket cot. She briskly stroked her softness as she rubbed her legs together. She lasted one loop.